Hey guys, so today we are going to be going through my account and a general, just a quick KvK review at the start. Hopefully this time my recording works. This is my fourth time of recording this, so bear with me if I forget anything as well. As you saw from the last 12-hour stream, which has done really well, I've really appreciated everyone's support on that video. You guys really have blown it up. We have won the KvK, we've pushed them out of the Kingsland completely. For ourselves and 97, we're now pushing the allies out of Dimbroko. We're doing really well at that. And if we look down to the south in Matcha, our allies AT3 and SV are also doing a very good job of making light work of the opponent. So in terms of the fighting, that is pretty much the fighting done in this KvK. There'll be a few bits done, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, so that is the general account review, or the KvK review, sorry. It's been a very good KvK for ourselves. So if we start with our troop power, so at the moment we are currently sat around 72 million power. Let me load up my troops. So going into the next KvK, we'll have around 800k of T5 infantry, so that'll make quite handy. We can get a lot of them killed in the next KvK. In terms of our cavalry march, we are running really low on it. The cavalry, we need to make sure we train some in the off season so we're sustainable in Season of Conquest. And our archers, we have just enough to run a T5 march with some T4 support for when the T5 go into the hospital. And in terms of our siege, we are super low. This is just what I've trained throughout KvK. Always like to train them and get speed ups when they get swarmed. That's the main aim of the game there. In terms of our kill stats, at the moment we're sat at 3.3 billion. This KvK we're at 23 million kills, which is quite nice. We need to get a couple million more to make sure we get the heads. We're currently at 229 million T4 kills and almost the 50 million T5 kills. So that is the main stats. The rest of them don't really matter too much unless you have a ridiculously high T1 amount killed. Hopefully this is going to be an account review. I'm hoping to do the same in 6 months time and again in a year. By next year I'm hoping to have around 4.5 billion kill points, and really push up this T5 number, hopefully towards more of 100 million kills. That's kind of the aim of the game. And that's kind of what this video is about. We're kind of going to be looking at my account today and where I plan for it to be in a year's time. And I think that'd be quite a nice system to go with. So we are going to start with the resources, as they are definitely the easiest thing where I can show you the comparisons of where my account is at now compared to where it might be. So if we look at the VIP, I'm currently sat with just over 106,000 VIP points in tokens, and that would push me just under 800,000 away from VIP 17. VIP 17 is quite a big number for the training speed and the all damage. Both are very good, and in terms of the training speed, that extra 5% is going to be quite a lot for myself, for what I plan to do, which I plan to dive into later in this video. With the resources, my gems are super low at the moment. I have just done the egg event, so that is why they are running at a lower level. My food is currently set at 1.9 billion in tokens, which is quite low for a Zenith push. I'm probably going to need that to be a lot closer to 4 billion, so I've got quite a bit of saving to go that way. For the wood on my account, I'm currently set at just over 2.9 billion again. I don't plan to train too much infantry for the Zenith push, so that should be alright with my account. And on the stone, it's currently set at 3.5 billion, which is a very healthy number. I plan to try and maintain it without diving too much into it throughout the KvKs to come. For my gold, I am currently set at 2.5 billion, which isn't the best in the world. However, that's definitely a good starting point. We need to again push that towards 4.5 billion. The only issue is with KvK's, this one I've used over 1 billion gold, and there was only really a couple days worth of fighting. It is super frustrating trying to make sure I can keep all of that up. So that is definitely a hard goal to go for, but that is where I want to be come this time next year. Let's go into the other section of my tab. Teleports, very random. They fluctuate so much, doesn't really matter for myself. The passports, always an interesting topic. I am very much of the opinion of you should always have enough passports to migrate out of your current kingdom. This is in case their kingdom has a civil war, there's multiple rogues in like zone 3, the leadership's change, stuff like that, you're not happy, or there's just a better opportunity elsewhere. I'm a huge believer in always making sure you have passports available, so that is my recommendation to everyone. I will be looking to slowly build mine up, as currently I just don't have enough to migrate if I wanted to. Well, actually I do, due to my current alliance credits that I have, but there's no plan to go anywhere yet, but still I will be slowly building these up over the coming year. Would be nice to be around 50 this time next year. My AP is definitely my strongest point on my account at the moment. It has been sitting at just over 1 million, which I'm hoping to do a 24-hour stream on Marauder push, maybe for the next KvK. If this is something that you would like to see, please do let me know, and we'll see if we can arrange a 24-hour stream where I kill myself on stream, pretty much. But that would be the aim. My experience, I'm sat at well over 470 million, enough to fully max over 10 legendary commanders, so there's definitely no need for me to be saving this much. If a commander comes, I'm more than easily able to max them. For my Sage testimony, my state forum is set at level 24 at the moment, so I do need to upgrade it. However, I will not be spending gems on it, so this is very much just a free to play way I'm doing it. So anyone can get it to 25 quite easily, in my opinion. It is a very sustainable method. The skill resets I save up just purely in case another situation like Guan comes out where I need a commander 5155 or 5515. It's always good to have a few of these spare. My gold heads are in a really good spot at the moment. I've currently got 1200. I do want to save up over the year, so I'm hoping this time next year I'll have around 2500. Maybe even 2,600. That would be really good for my account. I just feel like the state of play at the moment, my account is more than sustainable as it is. I very much want to wait for a big update or a big commanders to come where I can go all out for a KvK. That's kind of where I'm heading towards. Now let's jump into the speed ups. I feel like the rest of this isn't really relevant. Obviously, just gathering commanders and not enough heads to max other ones. So let's go to my speed ups. My building speed ups are very poor, currently at 42 days. Definitely need to focus on a big push in trying to get more of these, mainly just so I can convert them to training speed ups at the start of each KvK, but there needs to be more of a focus to try and obviously get more of these with a Marauder push or something like that. For the training speed ups, they're pretty abysmal as well at the moment. I'm currently set at around 85 days, nowhere near a Zenith push, so that is definitely something I need to work on. My research speed ups are in a very healthy place. They're currently set at 430 days. That's definitely enough to do 3 or 4 full spending Season of Conquest KvKs, which I won't be doing, but so for the research I'm very healthy. Hopefully they do bring out maybe some new research soon, or just something that you can spend these on. I feel like there should be something to do with these. They do just sit in most people's accounts doing nothing. Healing speed ups are non-existent, so we're going to skip over them. And general speed ups, I'm currently set at around 550 days. Really poor for an account of my size. I definitely need to try save up. I'm hoping to push my account a lot over this year and try and save as much as possible, which means just a lot more chaining, a lot more making sure I'm stricter with the speed up usage and not going as crazy in KvKs for a big Zenith push, as that is what this whole account focuses on. I do want a Zenith push eventually, So next year I would very much like to be pushing a lot closer to 3,000 day speed ups, so almost 6 times what I've currently got. We'll quickly touch on the boosts. Just in general for these, I've currently got 11 50% and 41 25%, so that's more than okay for this stage. Let's jump into the equipment. I am currently saving up equipment. I will be doing so for a while. I think with the current state of affairs with equipment, it's constantly chopping and changing. New equipment, crits on it, different type of iconics, the iconic crystal itself. So there's lots of differences. So I'm very much saving at the moment. In terms of my Nevsky, I have a full set of special talents, and that is more than adequate for a season of conquest. My Boudica has a full set of epic special talent gear as well, which is very nice. My Guan is only 155, but he does have a full set of special talent and a hope cloak. And then my fourth and final match is my XY with 4 legendary pieces and 2 epics. And then just for my Sergeant as well, I was building a 4th cavalry set in case I felt like using 4 cavalry marches in the field when I grab a Zenith. So I'm more than happy just to run through this quickly and put all these pieces on. No, 3rd march, sorry, not 4th. So that will be the aim in Season of Conquest, to run 3 cav marches, 1 archer and 1 infantry. I'm not a whale, I won't be running 6 or 7 marches. I don't have the resources or the speed ups to fund that, or the bank account. And I think that leads nicely to my commanders itself. In KvK I run Nevsky Joan, Boudica YSG, I run Guan Alex, which is definitely my weakest march at the moment. Guan is slowly becoming very outdated, and so is Alex. I know Scipio I haven't unlocked, and LC I haven't unlocked, and I know a lot of people are going to say they're the best, so I should be investing in them. I've got the heads, but with the current state of affairs, Guan and Alex still trade more than positive in almost all fights, especially in bull fights as well. I really like the silence, and I really want to save up the heads for a big account change when there's like really new commanders who have like come out that day who are clearly going to be meta. Even though Scipio is very much going to be meta for the next year, maybe the gear as well isn't doing him justice, so I will be saving them before I invest any heads. And then with the XY, I run XY with my William. I think William is still one of the very best open field commanders in the game. I think people really sleep on him. Very cheap for free to play as well. 5-5-5-1. And this 4th skill which does it. It's when his active skill hits 2 or more targets of up to 5 nearby allied or friendly troops, including your own troops, will gain an extra 50 rage. So in total, that's 5 troops gaining 50 rage a second for 3 seconds. That's 750 rage. And in this meta of skill cycling, I think it is such an important thing for myself and how I trade so positively a lot of the time. So even though my XY Williams sometimes trade negatively, or even when they do trade positively, which is still quite often, I know that they're making sure my Nevsky, my Boudica, my Guan are popping off all their skills a lot quicker, which is what I'm really hoping for. As a bigger player, I can afford to have that one smaller negative march really. So that is kind of the main things in terms of like my commanders, my troops, my kill points, and where I'm hoping to push my account with the speed ups and the resources. The only really other thing that I would like to run through is the ornaments on my commanders, and then just some of my history of my account so people can maybe get a bit more of a basis. So the ornaments for my Nevsky, 10% skill damage, the 3.5% health, 10 seconds after entering the battle, 1% bonus of all types of normal damage up to 5%, 2.5% more skill damage, and 1% more normal damage of all types, with just over 18% stats as well. and 0.6% all damage. This is a very strong Nevsky, very good armaments, very good gear, one of the strongest commanders in the game, one of the strongest open field commanders in the game. My Nevsky always packs a punch. He is a very strong player for myself and does generate me a lot of kills. We can actually look, he has generated me 36 million kills himself. So, a super strong commander. And as you can see, I recruited him and I expertised him within 3 minutes. I very much knew Nevsky was going to be the commander that I wanted to play with. My Boudica has good armaments as well, just under 13% stats with 2% march speed, 1.6% all damage, 2.5% more counter attack because Boudica does tend to get swarmed a bit more often, so that's quite nice. 10% chance to gain more rage, and then 2.5% health, which just makes a little less squishy. My XY has very good cav stats as well, just sitting just over 14% stats, with whenever the commander uses an active skill, Troop has 30% chance to have a shield. This shield is again great for XY, he is super squishy, and the more health again, very helpful in terms of making sure the commander is not squishy. And then finally, just with my Guam, probably again one of my stronger armament sets. He has got payback, which really means nothing. 2.5% more defense, 5% more counter attack damage when he does get swarmed, and 2.5% more defense. So he's got 5% defense on here, so that pushes that to 7.5. So he has got around 18% stats, and then 3% all damage, which does make sure he punches, or really packs a punch in the field, to be fair. So yeah, in terms of commanders, what I'm hoping to do, if I ever go back to KvK3, I'm very close to maxing my Khan. I won't really be putting gold heads into him, just because he's not worth any gold heads at this stage of the game. No ornament, without any proper museum buffs, he will be staying here if I don't migrate back to a KvK2. For my Constantine as well, nothing's really going to change with him. He's very much going to be staying at this level. I know he's very good in Sunset Canyon, that does not justify spending gold heads on him. So again, if I ever migrate back to a KvK2, maybe I'll push him. My Attila is getting very close to being maxed now, about 230 heads off, so maybe an MGE in the future that will take most of it, and I'll probably put gold heads in just to finish it at one point. My biggest waste of an investment is definitely Takeda. My Takeda sits at a very high level, well, not a high level, but enough heads invested, which is a super shame. I spent 230 gold heads in him, and he effectively is useless. He doesn't do anything anymore. He does go very well with an Attila Takeda rally, however, it's not worth investing the gold heads in him to have an Attila Takeda rally. So that is unfortunate, but that is the current state of affairs. I do also have a few things in my favourites that I just want to run through with you guys. For myself, I keep my favourite channel as some key events that have happened for me, events that I've won, and just important dates. So I'm just going to run through all of these with yourself. In terms of my favourites, one of them is the most recent MGE. I scored 5th, very much stayed where I was, didn't really want to push too much further. With the commander, it weren't worth the speed ups, and the commander is very much going to be sat there unless I get some more MGEs, but she is definitely meta at the moment, a very strong garrison meta. Where I finished second in Protect the Supplies. I always like to keep him so I know how many gold heads I'm generating from this sort of type of stuff. Genghis Khan, I finished third in a fixed MGE. We did have a rogue, it just weren't worth pushing past him for the 30 extra heads, unfortunately. This is one of my favourite ever rallies from KvK2. They kept swarming us, so I did launch Alex Charles Martel just to be a super anti-swarm rally. And yeah, the trades were brilliant, to put it in the best way possible. Obviously a lot of players with weak commanders, not high level, who were swarming the rallies, it was a very good rally to launch. And yeah, that netted a lot of kill points for the kingdom, so that's why that's in here. This is where I finished first in MG, Open MG for Calm, back in KvK2. This is where I won an event for Protect the Supplies. This is just a city rally on myself. More just keep it here because it's the only report I've ever got of someone swarming my city. When I had been zeroed before, I never got the reports, unfortunately. Where I've won from the ground up with 220,000. This one is for Arms Race. I won by 200 points. Might is Governor. I won an open event for Charles Martel, which helped me max him. Top 100 in Protect the Supply. I was first in a fixed MGE back in my old kingdom where I used to play with Zaddy Aggie and Zaddy Black. I still talk to them today, but that was a long time ago, almost a year ago now. This is where I won Theodora in a fixed MGE, won Janzika in a fixed MGE, won Theodora in an open MGE, this one, Theodora in a open MGE, Janzika in a fixed MGE. This is where I won Constantine a long time ago. Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was a fixed MGE. I think this is the only other heads that I won from Saladin, apart from when I was a very small player and I won 10 heads just to unlock him. So Saladin does always have a good spot in my heart. I finished second in that MGE. Zaddy Admiral I used to play with a lot and still talk to today. I finished first in Game Power event. This was by far my biggest waste of speed ups I ever spent. I got 5.4 million power increase and I could have used that for a Zenith push. Obviously there's some more Zaddies who I still talk to. Obviously Zaddy Bush is still playing in the kingdom that I am in. This one is always a strange one. A lot of people ask me why I have this in my favourites. Rizgar very much showed me how to play the game. He was a huge whale back in KvK1. He had, I think it was like 60 million power by the time KvK1 finished. I migrated a couple of times with him. He very much took me under his wing when I was a free to play for like my first year playing the game. So it was super nice of him, and I really enjoyed playing with him. Super cool dude. And this is the only time I've ever passed the final exam, back when I was in 1846. So they're kind of what I keep in my favourites, and obviously moving forward what I plan to do with my account. Very much the aim is to go for a big Zenith push in around a year's time for Cav skin. I think I'll need around 10 years worth of speed ups and 16 billion resources. It is going to be very much a long shot as someone who doesn't spend a lot of money. However, that is what I have decided that I want to do with my account, so that is the aim of the game, purely because the city skin at the moment is a 5% health one. It is nice, it's not crazy difference, but having a 15% health or whatever Zenith they have in a year's time probably be a 20% all damage, because the power creep in this game is just getting so ridiculous. But that is the goal. That's my only legendary skin at the moment is Persian Dreams, which I won in an honour push. But in general, that is all from myself. If there is any suggestions or anything you'd like to comment on my account and what your thoughts are, please do leave it in the comments. And again, I really appreciate the support on the most recent video, guys. You guys really have pushed that out, so that's super appreciated. If you are enjoying the content, please do leave a like, comment and subscribe. We are going to try push for 500 subscribers. But yeah, I really appreciate your time, and I will see you next time.